This is a blind contour tutorial in drawing. This is one of the first steps I teach you in college. That's a shell I did in about 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds. All of these are about in that time span. There's a portrait, a hand. This is a little like coffee grinding type of antique. Very fast 15-second sketches here of fruit and vegetable. I flip it over to the other side. Let's see one that might have been 30 seconds or so. Don't have a lot of time, so there's not much detail. And then these are canvas stretching pliers. If you're a painter, you're familiar with these. I did several of these, and again, this is about 60 seconds to 90 seconds or so. And then a lantern, about 60 seconds. You can tell the rapid strokes here. Then if you'll notice in this one here, this is a quick time drawing um, of this little guy in front of me. And I'm going at a speed where I'm trying to be relatively quick, not too much faster than your eye is scanning across the form. You want to keep your pencil moving around the same speed as your eye moves across the form so that you know where you are, because you don't want to look at the drawing. It's one of the main rules of blind contour. And also, if you notice as well, I've yet to pick up the pencil. You want to keep the pencil consistent, constantly on the page, and never pick up that line. So you're thinking through it almost like a wire sculpture of sorts. And you want to do this, again, full concentration on the object. You never look at the drawing one time. This is the most honest way of doing blind contour, and this helps your hand-eye coordination immensely. Okay, you're supposed to go quickly in these quick time drawings. Normally about 15 seconds to 3 to 5 minutes is what I would say the time frame you should do these in. Make sure you're moving your pencil at the same speed as your eye is moving across the form, so that you're imagining the tip of your pencil is where your eye is. So when you start, you want to look at something, say like the handle, and put your eye on the handle and imagine that's where the tip of your pencil is. And as you move across either the top, the center, or the bottom of that handle, that's also where you're moving your eye. So you can get lost a little bit if your hand moves faster than your eye is scanning the object itself. So if you notice here, I'm moving into a little mannequin figure, these little guys you can get from any art store. And this is about 1:40. Again, same concept where you're keeping your eye constantly on the object and you're not looking at your drawing. So if I had this camera wider, you would see that my eyes never look at the page. And this is one of the reasons why they can look disjointed and discombobulated, again, because you're not peeking at all. You can practice blind contour from drawing from virtually anything. Just try not to draw from photographs. Try to draw from life. Any object will work. Anything that you've got lying around in front of you. And like I said, keep it timed, short, so that you can get through the entire thing as quick as possible while simultaneously not moving your pencil faster than your eye is looking across the form or scanning across the form. So it's this kind of game of concentration, practicing and honing that skill is one of the most important things in drawing from life. It takes you out of the habit of constantly looking away from the thing you're observing and looking at the drawing itself. It's like practicing learning how to see for the first time in some ways. And that learning how to see actually can strain your brain and cause pain because you've never tried to get such a good look at something. We don't normally do this in our daily routine, and that's part of the artist's ability to show you something that you didn't notice before. So in this one, I'm actually going to do a little bit of looking. So about every 15 to 20 seconds, what I'm doing is I'm looking at my drawing to see where my pencil is. That way, things aren't so disconnected and disjointed. So once I place my pencil back in the place I want it to be, then I look away again just at the object I'm drawing, not at the drawing. So I'm really only glancing at the drawing to replace my pencil, like I said, to just give it a little bit more competency, visual competency. Everything's are sort of things are sort of approximate, things are connected in the right way. You notice I'm going a little slower here, um, as I'm trying to keep this thing, the pieces, a part of the whole. And so again, this is what I would say is what most people do. Because it's so hard to look away. That's why I said in that earlier drawing that I was completely honest about the process. Whereas this, you could call it cheating a little bit, but students do this all the time. And it is also, as long as you're still faithful to the blind contour concept, like I said, and just checking to see where your pencil is, just kind of glancing over, then you can still kind of dedicate the process to blind contour, but just using that crutch of glancing to see where you're at again. But again, like I said, it's 95% looking at the object itself. So while I'm in the act of drawing, I'm not looking at the drawing, um, but periodically glancing. And so this one, you can notice that it's not, legs aren't up where the arm is, the head's not floating in space. Um, Again, I would only recommend this after you've practiced and given yourself a genuine amount of time to learn how to do it, where you're not looking at all. And it's really hard for students because they're not okay with not being in control, and in control of the outcome. They always want a drawing to look good or beautiful. But the idea here is that you have to give up that impulse, that sense of perfection, in order to really give yourself over to the experience and learning, um, the fundamentals here. And again, if you really take advantage of the blind contour exercise, do it honestly. Um, this is one of the best ways in a short amount of time to really amp up your ability to see what you're looking at and to sort of build that muscle, almost like when you work out, of your eye concentrating. Eventually, like I said, I would do these things until you're not having to force yourself to look away from the drawing. You want to do it until you get completely comfortable and it comes as secondhand nature that you can go through many drawings without once looking at the drawing itself. And I wouldn't stop until you start to see some improvement where the things start to get better over time. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video because I've got a lot more coming your way. And I'm sorry for being a little inarticulate at times when I'm on camera. Hopefully you'll get used to this.